been big into hippies lately.
Really?
I've been watching a lot of Vietnam.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm reading a Vietnam book, watching Vietnam documentaries.
That's tight.
You know what pisses me off about Vietnam documentaries?
What?
They always cover. Ken Burns did it, and now this Netflix one does it, where they interview North Vietnamese, like civilians and they always cover American atrocities. I've never seen one where they focus on what the fucking Viet Cong were doing to people.
Yeah, what did they do? What, they torture?
Horrific shit. Yeah, they're kidnapped and murdered like everyone.
Dang.
Priests, they were butt fucking priests.
Oh yeah, that's I think Thich Nhat Hanh, or that guy who wrote all those books. He like escaped from there. He said it was like pretty bad.
Yeah. Damn, yeah, it was bad.
Yeah,
I mean, the only thing they ever really cover is like John McCain and this one pilot. I think his name was Alvarez. He got shot down like day one and stayed in prison the entire fucking war.
Damn.
Yeah, that's a tough time.
Yeah, I do. From what I've heard, they didn't treat the prisoners well.
Day one. You go, how long is this war going to be? Like, it should be a couple days. It's a decade, isn't it? It's gonna be a decade.
He made it. He made it out of there?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he's a freak, bull.
Yeah, 10 years.
He's a freak, bull.
10 years. Not even like a shitty hostel either. You're in Vietnamese.
I could be wrong. He might be the one. One of the bros was getting interviewed because they always do. The Vietnamese, the North Vietnamese would film the prisoners to be like, tell them we're treating you good.
That's so
and the
funny.
one guy did fucking Morse code with his eyes to be like, they're torturing us. It's pretty sad.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
And then didn't even notice he was doing it.
No.
Shit. What a genius, too.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. Be like, fuck, I fucked up.
It'd be funny if you just did like, I'm doing nothing but a lot of gay stuff here. But then you're like, I fucked up.
I got that thing way wrong.
He's doing a lot of gay stuff? Yeah, that would suck. Especially if you're there for 10 years. Like, I mean, you know, you're like, unless you're doing like a legendary SR, you're going to at one point break and you're like cranking them out in like an underground Vietnamese bunker.
Yeah, you're cranking them out.
Cranking them out would be crazy. Getting caught too. Like, oh, fuck.
Don't come in here.
Like,
God, you guys gonna rip my fucking fingernails off again? I'm trying to jack off.
You're like an underground.
I told you everything. I was here day one. I don't know what's happening. I got no more information. I have no idea what year it is. I got nothing to tell you.
Dang, dude. He just probably moved back to like some Midwest town and just settled back down and chilled.
Yeah, probably kept that one to himself for a while.
Yeah, sure.
Were you in Vietnam? No.
Yeah, or you could just be like, not really, sort of.
Kind of, yeah.
Dang. That fucking stinks. It is sick. Surviving a plane crash is like, I always hope. I'm like, there's got to be a way.
Yeah, you got shot down. I think he ejected over water, landed in water. A bunch of guys on a fishing boat came out with guns. Like,
damn.
Fuck.
That stinks.
Fuck.
That fucking stinks. It would be cool though once another guy shows up. You're like, thank God.
Yeah.
You
mean another guy that got captured?
Yeah, he was the first guy. He was probably by himself for a minute.
Yeah.
Just sitting there like, this is so boring.
Yeah, another guy shows up. You're like, yo, it's not that bad.
Hey, my name's Joe Manitoba from New Jersey.
Hey, I'm Joe Tobin.
Joe Tobin.
From Newark. Yeah, that's, but yeah, the Vietnam thing, I don't know. America loves hating itself.
Yeah.
Every one of these docs. I mean, don't get me wrong. We should definitely be like, what the fuck was Vietnam? We should have never been there. That sucked.
Yeah, for sure.
But, you know, let's not act like we were just over there fucking up the nicest guys on earth.
Yeah.
They're pretty bad.
Yeah, when you put the magnifying glass on anyone, you're like, oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah,
Yeah.
This turns out these guys are up to bad stuff too. And you never know. Here's the thing you never know. It's like, say America didn't totally rise to power. If I think of any other country right now, if they rose to the level of American power, like how bad
the
would
Soviets won the Cold War?
Yeah, dude. Soviets.
That's China.
China fucking rose to absolute power. You think for a
Lemaire
second.
would love it. He wants it. He begs for it.
And again, you know, if you get a bunch of the partners up on you, boy, that would fucking suck, dude.
A swarm of partners?
Swarm, dude, coming down on you.
Dude, a partner swarm has been very effective in history. Partner swarms in Vietnam, they would just partner swarm straight over the fucking. They just swarm of climb over the wire. They'd get you.
Oh, dude, that must fucking suck.
World War II, they got hit with a lot of partner swarms. They'd blow a whistle. A dude with a sword would come running out of a fucking bush.
Oh, that fucking sucks, man.
Partner swarm is one of the more. It's actually probably one of the worst and dumbest fucking military tactics of all time.
Of just swarm.
Like World War II, they would just entire units would kill themselves by charging machine guns.
Holy
but they would
fuck.
have a guy would blow a whistle, and one of them would have like a saber. They love whistles. They love blowing whistles in the middle of a battle.
So it's like they use like full World War
bunch of, like,
Z
referees.
tactics. They do
Yeah.
World War Z tactics where it's just like enough people hit the wall and eventually
Partners
get over.
are going to swarm. Yeah.
That's fucking-
Asia as a continent loves that, including Russia. They love just throwing as many people as they can at guns and seeing how many they can get.
Today's topic is Vietnam.
Vietnam.
What a
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. What a crazy time. I mean, in some ways, I feel like it's the most important. It changed everything. Plus, it was at that time, you know,
Yeah.
because Vietnam, as you know, I'm breaking out my extensive knowledge, started for America in the 40s.
Yeah.
And it was because we were helping France because we owed France from the Revolutionary War.
I was
What?
the thing I've looked into, dude. France dragged us into this to the point
I had
that's
no
like,
idea.
oh, France owned Vietnam.
Mhm.
It was a colony. Japan took it when they got a little wild,
Yeah.
and then the United States liberated it.
Okay.
And that was the thing. Ho Chi Minh, the guy who ended up being the leader of the Viet Cong, was like, "I love America."
That's
he was
right.
like, he was
That's right.
He was writing letters to Truman,
That's
saying
right.
like, "I love you, thank you." They were like, Americans are the only free people on earth.
Yes.
These are incredible people. The leader of them
Yeah.
loved America.
Yeah.
And then he started, this is the craziest part. So France goes back in after the war and is like, we're taking it back. And America was like,
Man.
don't do that.
Yeah.
And we were kind of siding with Ho Chi Minh and the Vietnamese. And then France was like, this is the beginning of the Cold War. So France is like, hey, if you guys don't support us, maybe we'll start listening to fucking Russia. And then America was like, all right, we'll fucking help you out.
Damn.
Anyway.
That is interesting. And by the way, speaking of Ho Chi Minh writing letters to Truman, all those letters were redacted and
Yeah.
till like 1970 something.
And half of them Truman never got because the Secret Service was like,
Wow.
he
I
doesn't
didn't
need
know
to
that.
see these. Yeah.
Yeah, making those decisions.
It's almost
In
like
those
they-
days, everybody made, but that's the whole thing about Vietnam too. Everybody's making their own decisions, determining. So the when you have power, you know, when you disperse power in that way, everybody goes, I'll take this part. And they're all just like,
And because of the Cold War, the Secret Service and the CIA were like, this is more important. Like the CIA versus the KGB in Russia and the Soviet Union, that became the two superpowers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were doing stuff like undermining the fucking president to be like, the war against Russia is more. I mean, I don't like Vietnam because of how frustrating and stupid it is.
But France, they left. We helped them. So there was what turned Ho Chi Minh. One of the things that turned him is we decided we supplied France with all these all the mortars and everything where they destroyed a lot of innocent Vietnam, and that turned them against America too. Ho Chi Minh, yeah.
I'll do
It was there's a battle. I forget the name of it. So I was just
Dien
watching
Bien
Ken
Phu?
Burns on it. What is it?
Dien Bien Phu.
Yes. So the French were kind of fucking up the Vietnamese. I mean, it was the same as us versus them. They had superior firepower, but again, just like time and time again, the Vietnamese were very good at guerrilla warfare because we trained them during World War II.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, little fucking, Mujahideen type shit.
Yeah.
And they were about to come to talks. France and Vietnam, they were about to come to the table. Before they went to have talks, they both tried to get one more offensive in, so they had leverage when they went to talks.
Nice.
So France sets up at what's it,
Dien Bien Phu, yeah.
They just put themselves at the bottom of this valley, and they're like, "We're just going to build an airfield here. We're going to fuck them up." One of the French generals was like, "I have too many guns. We're going to fuck these dudes up."
Damn.
And the Vietnamese surrounded them in this valley and just destroyed them. The French guy, the general that led that, killed himself honorably because he was like, "We're going to wipe the floor with these guys."
Why'd they
And
go
he-
in a valley? Isn't that a bad? I'm not a military
it
tactician,
was
but
a
isn't that
bad
like
call.
not the good idea?
Yeah, it was a bad idea.
Well, it's funny you say that because even Quezon, the famous 14 years later, America did the same thing. Set themselves up was surrounded by all the mountains, so created a valley and set up an airstrip, a landing strip in the valley, and got killed because of it. I
Damn.
mean, it's really amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
the other thing about Vietnam is you realize how you always think when you're young, at least, like the people in charge, they spend all their time doing this. They know what they're doing. But there were so many egos involved that the few people who were like, this is not working, they were just like, stop.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're saying. Just because of ego. People think, their
Damn.
motive was they wanted money. they would still get the money. This was about like something else, a power struggle.
It genuinely makes me like all my information's from the Ken Burns documentary,
Right.
and I watch it, and every time I'm watching it, by episode 2, I'm like, what the fuck is going? Like it doesn't make sense.
Well, I don't know if this was in the Ken Burns documentary, but did you see the guy, an advisor, Colonel Beckwith?
Oh yeah,
Sergeant Charlie Beckwith. And he goes, they interview him and he go, what do you think of the Viet Cong? He goes, finest soldier I've ever seen. This is in 1965.
Yeah.
What?
He goes, what? The Viet Cong. He goes, best soldier. I wish I had 200 of them under my command. And right away, you're like, oh, we should have realized something was up then.
Well, they'd been fighting for 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
These dudes have been fighting since like World War II. They didn't stop fighting.
Really?
From World War II until the end of Vietnam, they were fighting constantly.
And their home territory.
Yeah.
And they're so small, they had to be crafty. All the tunnels, all the trails, they know everything.
Oh, fuck, yeah.
You know?
Was that the first American war where like the American troops were like, what the fuck's going, what's the point of this?
So then when the Americans liberated Vietnam and the British, whoever, they were like, fuck yeah, we love America. Then France after World War II, who just got their fucking ass whooped.
Yeah, yeah.
They're like, actually, we want those colonies back.
Nice.
Yeah.
And, and Vietnam was like, no, this is ours now.
Yeah.
We're independent again. So then
Did they have to write a letter to Vietnam like, hey, buddy,
we're coming back.
bad news?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ho Chi Minh was pro-American until that horrible event where the France destroyed like all these innocent villages, and then he turned on America because we supplied France. They didn't have
Fair enough.
In Bien Dien Phu,
Dien Bien Phu is when they got cocky.
America started supplying France because the only way the French could get anything was airdrops.
Yeah.
Because they were in a fucking valley getting destroyed. Like 8,000 French dudes died.
Jesus.
Again, though, the Vietnamese lost like 3-1 casualties, but they were like, that's a victory.
Yeah.
They would get fucking wiped out constantly.
Yeah, that was, what was that one quote? Like, all we have to do is just stay here and just die.
And yeah.
That was one of the Vietnamese soldiers, like, all we have to do is just not become extinct and we win. I was like,
It's great.
Yeah, that's tough.
Well, that's the problem with everything, right? I mean, anytime you go anywhere, the people that live there, they have nowhere to go.
Yeah.
So they're like, well, you're trapped. A trapped rat is going to fight to the death.
Yeah.
So
But then,
it got to the point where they're talking about like the United States was literally funding 80% of the French versus Vietnamese war. We were giving France 80% of the budget to
Damn.
win the war. Yeah.
yeah.
France sucks.
For
Also,
years.
the domino effect bothers me. It just annoys me.
You don't
It's
like dominoes?
Obviously,
You don't like-
Obviously, I crush dominoes.
No, you don't. I'll tell you, you don't like. You don't like that slippery slope theory. That's basically the domino effect,
Yeah.
right? I agree. I don't like it.
When it comes to why we were in Vietnam,
Yeah.
was they were like, well, if China's influence and the Soviet influence gets Vietnam, they're going to get all of Southeast Asia,
Yeah.
and it's like, so
Well, but at the time, Russia had just taken all of Eastern Europe in the early 50s. So, in the grand scheme of things, considering how people felt at that time,
I know they were scared of it, but it's
I mean, it wasn't like just some crazy. It was like, wait, they just took Czechoslovakia, Hungary, all these places.
yeah.
They're moving. Everybody in Europe is on the same page. Everybody's like post World War II, and they're like, oh, they're gonna move.
Now, did you know a lot of guys that were in Vietnam?
I knew a few. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a kid doing the whole thing,
Yeah.
And I remember as a little kid, you'd watch. It was on the news every day at 5 and 6 o'clock. You'd see the footage from Vietnam. So it was like such a part. It wasn't like I was shocked because I wasn't from the generation before that. That was all I knew. I was 7, 8 years old, 9 years old. But I remember seeing footage of Vietnam all the time on TV and the news, and it was just a constant thing. And I remember one time in class, we were talking about Vietnam. This is probably 71, or maybe 70. And the teacher or the kids were going, yeah, Vietnam is bad. And this girl in our class starts screaming and crying because her brother got killed in Vietnam. And so I knew probably 3 guys, older guys, that didn't hang out with me, but I mean, I knew 3 guys that were Marines in Vietnam that got wounded, that came home, and they all had those cliche Marine personalities. I mean, Vietnam vet personality. The Army jacket by themselves, the big beards when they're home, heavy drinker, heavy smoker, prone to outbursts, but still good guys. Like they were guys we like, they weren't like people hung out with them and talked to them, but they had that other side to them, partly from being in the war, partly from what they did, partly from what Vietnam did, and partly from their reaction when they came home. It wasn't like you walk around, people weren't going, thank you for your service either, you know.
Yikes. That stinks.
Yeah, so I knew a few guys, yeah.
Yeah, that was the thing we were talking about. O'Connor brought this up. We were talking about last night. He's like, imagine today's fucking college student. Imagine
Jesus
being
Christ.
a dude who got drafted
Yeah.
and had to go live through fucking hell. And then you get home and one of these fuckers throws like a bag of piss at you and is like, baby killer.
Fuck you.
Like, yo.
Right. Oh my God.
That's when I would join the Ohio National Guard and I would head down to Kent State and say, fuck you guys.
Yeah, true.
That's yeah. But it was interesting that they all did have that personality.
Yeah.
Even the guys I knew, guy across the street, my friend's brother, was a Vietnam vet that didn't fight. He was a airplane mechanic, and even he was screwed up.
Fucked up from it.
Yeah.
My uncle was a Marine and he never talks about it. Ever. Like literally never talks about it. One night he and I got drunk and he opened up about it.
Really?
And it was wild. He saw a fucking Chinook get hit and just spun. Dudes flew everywhere. I mean, it was. Now my other uncle was in Vietnam and he is a little more. He's a little more sociopath, like psycho. That's like, I killed a guy. Yeah. And I was like, how was that? And it was just me and him. And he goes, it's fucking incredible. I was like, yo. The guy in Vietnam. I've told you this before. It was like a 90-degree trail. And you couldn't see around the corner. So he's walking one way. A Viet Cong was walking up the path. He said they literally bumped into each other in the jungle. And then it was just a race to see who could get their who could get their gun out faster. And he got his out.
Woo!
First.
Jesus Christ.
Now he's still, I mean, and then he got fucked up. He got hit with a rocket propelled grenade. He blew, his nipples missing, his calves off. Yeah. And he had to lay there because they're in the middle of a firefight. He had to lay there for 3 hours on the jungle floor like, I'm dead. I'm dying for sure. Yeah. I mean, he's a hero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really a weird situation, you know.
Also, the French were using napalm too.
They were before us?
Yeah, they were. We did everything they did.
Sounds like a French word.
Exact
napalm.
Same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what that is?
Yeah, that
napalm
fucking
is
gel. Yeah, isn't it like petroleum gel and they light it on fire and you spread it if you like touch it.
You
put
don't
water
have to
on
light it on fire. It just goes in your body. It burns.
Eesh. And water makes it worse, right? Because if you take a grease fire, put water on it, it gets worse. Yeah, it stinks. And I mean, but France really wanted Vietnam, so.
Well, they had it before that.
Yeah,
they wanted it back. I mean, they had it, they lost it. They're like, I think we can get this back.
They want their baby back.
Started spreading some fire on people.
Yeah, what is it about Vietnam that's so? Because we apparently wanted it too. We went in there in the mid-50s and we couldn't leave. You ever go to a party and you're like, I gotta leave. This party's over.
Oh yeah.
And it's like,
it's like, you know what? Yeah, I guess I will do some coke.
You're saying it was 2 a.m. It was 2 a.m.
You end up going, if only I had left at 11 o'clock like I planned to. That's Vietnam.
It's probably just a psychological thing. It's like you want to be the best general. You start losing. You're like, fuck. We got this. We got this. And it's like, no. We should have this. Hear me out. This is my passion project.
Yeah.
This is my baby.
Yeah. I mean, that's the other thing. Everybody was just about, the military, like their job is to get more money for the military. How can you get more money if you're not in a war,
True. So how did what do you like? How does this thing progress? What do you? Yeah. How does it end? What's going on?
Vietnam. Yeah. I mean, it ended when we left. It was the most. It was really. They're lucky. It was the mid 70s. It was like 75. That famous rooftop thing.
Saigon. Yeah.
They're lucky because by then everybody was. It was like the age of apathy when I was a teenager. People were just into drugs, dancing, and it was just a very hedonistic time. People were done. All the protesting that happened in the 60s, people were done by the 70s. You know what I mean? And they're just like, yeah. And so when people left, there wasn't even outrage. It was like, oh, that was awkward.
That was a bummer.
That was just, people were just like, whoa.
Yeah, coke and disco, yeah.
And you feel bad for all the people that, all the Vietnamese that were still helping us by the end were fucked.
Yeah. Like that famous, that helicopter on the roof.
The helicopter on the roof.
That picture. That's a long line.
Yeah.
And that's the last chopper.
That's right.
Those boys are staying, and that's a fucking negative time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When that chopper takes off and you're like next in line, like, fuck.
I've had a
5
similar
minutes
experience.
earlier.
I was Djibouti?
Yeah, it's a rough
it's
place.
such a funny place.
You know what the capital of Djibouti is?
What?
Djibouti.
Really?
Yeah.
Djibouti?
Yeah.
Pretty tight.
Just thought that's nice.
Where is Djibouti?
It's on the Horn of Africa.
But that's what they said about Vietnam. They said you get off the plane and it stunk. That was the first thing they noticed.
Fuck.
They said it's the hottest place on the planet and it smelled.
Yeah.
The minute you got off, that was the first thing everybody noticed.
Djibouti stinks.
No, Vietnam.
At least
Vietnam stinks. Sorry, I thought you said, I didn't know.
I know what you're doing, Matt.
No, that's what I thought you were talking about.
We got good movies and music out of it, though.
Vietnam?
Out of Vietnam.
Was that really Vietnam, though?
Yeah, the birds.
There was enough suffering and bullshit that good stuff came out of it.
I'm saying, but most of those
It came after, obviously.
or before, but it wasn't really directly related to it.
ABBA.
What's that?
ABBA came
ABBA
out
came
after.
out 'cause
came
of
out
Vietnam.
I'm
after.
saying all the good music was used in the Vietnam movies.
Yeah,
but it wasn't
true.
necessarily because of Vietnam.
Yeah. I did not video game lie.
Yeah, true. I would have been like, we gotta invade Vietnam again. Actually, just distracted the whole
Fucking
population.
bomb Vietnam. That fucked me up. I watched that. I got 20 minutes left of that Ken Burns.
It was good,
Finish a Ken Burns, you feel like you did something.
dude. That's like reading a fucking book.
Yeah,
that
it was a lot.
That was dense, man.
That was a lot. It was easy because my girlfriend's friends were visiting. So I was just in my room, shacked up with some Ken Burns, watching Vietnam.
It's watching war.
It was nice.
It's a sick move, actually. That does create like a little sanctuary blast zone. I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm just watching this thing about a horrible.
Watching Vietnam,
fucking
you
war.
guys are not going to watch it.
Yeah. It is like one of those frequencies.
Scarecrow. Yeah.
It's a scarecrow.
They'll come in the room and they'll go, and it would all run. Yeah, it was a bummer. Nixon, I don't know why I was getting reports that Nixon was kind of the man. He was, according to Ken Burns' documentary, that guy sucked.
Yeah, people say he's bad. Who was
People
telling you he
always
was the
say he's
man? Who was
bad.
telling you he was the man?
Louis likes him.
Yeah.
I think Louis likes him, but he's recognizes his flaws. And then, what's his name? Nick Bryan was in here.
Nick
kinda-
Bryan, he was saying like he
There's
got
a lot of
unfair-
people that were like, he was kind of, and I've defended him. I've been like, he ended Vietnam. That's pretty
Yeah.
good. It's like he didn't want to. He wanted to do it for political purposes. They had peace talks lined up before the election, and he, as a candidate, went in and was like, he talked directly to the South Vietnamese, and he was like, "Don't do these peace talks. Wait till I'm elected. We'll get you a better deal."
Damn.
So he shut down peace talks for his election.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
That's crazy.
The book I read, the Born Again book with the guy Chuck Colson, who was like his dude who went to jail for Watergate, or one of the guys who went to jail. I remember him claiming like they had these peace talks going, they got like sabotaged. But that was before
was
he
it.
even got in there.
He was a candidate.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they don't talk about that. That's pretty.
And then they tried to have peace talks, and they waited. The peace talks took 10 weeks because South Vietnam and North Vietnam couldn't agree on what table to use. They were like, if we're on this side, you guys have to be on that side. And they fought about it for 10 weeks.
What?
And the war just kept going.
They
Then
didn't want to
finally
break
the
bread.
Soviet
They didn't want to
Union-
break bread together.
No, they wanted the Viet Cong and the North Vietnamese to sit on the same side because they were like, you guys are the same fucking team. Stop pretending you're not. And then the Soviet Union came in with a big plan 10 weeks later. What about a round table so no one's really on a side? And everyone was like, all right, that works.
Kind of a good idea.
Now let's talk. It was the dumbest. Vietnam was the dumbest piece of shit war. And the whole time people were like, even in America, every single person that went over there was like, we shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Well, the idea
Every
was
advisor was like, don't do it.
yeah, this is not a good idea.
Yeah.
The idea was they were under the threat of becoming communists,
Yeah.
and we were supposed to go in there to be like, hey guys, come on, man, don't do
Yes.
that.
That
Then
was
we just
it.
started shooting people. Or I
we
guess
sent
there's
over
people-
we sent over advisors under Kennedy, and then he was like, we're not gonna ever send troops.
Yeah.
So they shot him in the head, and then LBJ sent troops in.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, that's why they shot him in the head. And then
What was the upside for America though? To like,
I don't know. We got stuck in this war that we were going to try to make South Vietnam the government there, like a democratic.
Right.
Like we elected their guys, and everybody we elected kept being a corrupt fucking psycho.
dang. Shit.
Just sucked.
And then we just had to get
But
in
the
there.
one thing that bothers me, especially on the internet, there's nice memes where Vietnam fucked us up.
Mm-hmm.
We literally committed a genocide there. They did not fuck us up.
Yeah.
We murdered. Look at this. It was like literally million. We killed 1 million.
You're saying we won.
By America's standard of body count at the time, that was what they were going with.
Yeah.
America was like, we're winning the war. We killed so many.
But they didn't say mercy.
They were like, they never said mercy.
that sucks.
They never said uncle.
That is a giant psychological victory to be like, yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Kill 1 million of us.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You're like, well,
They mad dogged us.
they did.
And then we got a little soft. That was the other thing. Because I'm watching this, it's a historical documentary. I'm watching it like it's a movie. I'm thinking like, oh man, we should have won this war. We could have fucked them up. I'm not even thinking about like human lives. But the people back home were real like anti-war.
Mm-hmm.
Our journalists were really taking it upon themselves to try to get peace by showing how awful the war was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, North Vietnam didn't have freedom of press. So they were just telling everybody, we're fucking winning. Meanwhile, America's like, this is a disaster.
Yeah, it was a disaster.
It was a disaster. That's the hard part.
But they should have been
But it's also a
more.
war.
Yeah, true.
I understand doing the right thing by reporting on terrible things.
Yeah.
But
I just don't understand. I can never understand how it started. Like World War I was Archduke Ferdinand. They're like, oh fuck. Like I get the beginnings of that.
Yeah.
I've never was there like in like the Civil War there was like Fort Sumter was the first battle. I never understood like the first battle where they're like, hey, oh shit.
well, Vietnam didn't have like it did have battles, but it was a weird war. There wasn't like there'd be a battle for like a hill.
Yeah.
And we would take it, and then the next day we would just abandon it. Nothing made sense.
That's crazy.
It started with like France leaving, and then the communists kind of taking hold and starting to take over. And then South Vietnam being like, can you help us out?
Yeah.
We're like, we'll send advisors. And then we're like, we should just dump a bunch of money into this and our people. And then we ended up sending troops.
So you have to just take out the communist leaders. That's like the military objective.
Yeah. We didn't want China to expand into Vietnam.
Yeah.
The way they were.
Anyway, I walked outside and Phil, who had been drinking, one of our neighbors, I guess, played taps on their, while the sun was going down, played taps on their trumpet outside or whatever the fucking horn is. Yeah. And my dad stood up, hand on his chest, just on our deck, just stood there, just.
While taps, dude, imagine being drunk
While
on your back deck and just standing up and being in America. That's so fucking sick.
Dude, and I immediately came out. I was like, what the fuck? Because my sister was like, while he was doing it, in his defense, he stood his ground because my sister was like, Shane, like started yelling immediately, like, you need to see this.
Oh, God.
So I came outside and I caught the tail end of it.
Oh.
And I was too slow to get my phone. He was handling it like he was like a British, like the guards at the palace.
Like the Bobby just
was not breaking it. He was just standing there just totally for the troops. And then that's when he sat down and I was just like, you weren't a troop. Like, stop.
Oh fuck.
Like him and all his friends, him and all his old buddies, all they do is like golf and sell insurance and they all act like they were fucking Marines.
Well, he was like Vietnam age, wasn't he?
He was towards the end of Vietnam, yeah.
How old is he?
So I always make fun of him. I call him a draft dodger.
He went to college to escape. He played ball to escape the draft.
Yeah, I told him he was a draft dodger. I think he was like 63. I think he's 63 or 64.
Nah, yeah, he's on the
He
low
was
end.
late.
So
Yeah.
my dad wasn't. My dad he was too young for Nam. He claims he wanted to go. He claims he's like, I would have went. I was too young. So I wanted to go.
But that's what I was trying to get Phil to admit last night. I was like, you weren't a troop, you weren't that, and he's like, I would have joined it, but if Vietnam was going on. He's like, I don't think I would have liked Vietnam too much. I was like, oh, you don't think? Like, I don't do well in jungles.
Yeah, I don't do
That was
well
his
surrounded
response.
by death. He said no. He just said
Jungles.
because of like the humidity.
I think Phil doesn't think he'd do well in Vietnam because of where the battles were fought. He's more of a European theater World War II American troop. You could see himself in those scenarios.
I love that you die for the presidents.
That's
I'm
awesome.
just saying how we don't have any civic mind. We don't have any civic mindedness anymore.
Yeah, we've lost that. The younger generation.
You didn't do shit. What did you do?
What do you mean? What
You
did
weren't
I
in the.
do?
You were a draft dodger.
What dodging?
You went to Canada. You went to Canada during
Canada?
Vietnam.
Christ,
Yeah.
I went to Clarion. I didn't go to Canada. I thought I was in Canada when I got there
Why?
because it was 4 hours away and it was not far from Lake Erie. I didn't know it was that close. It snowed constantly. It was freezing. It was terrible.
True that. Yeah. It's a shame though. We've lost the civic mindedness.
Yeah, not a lot
man.
of tough guys anymore.
I know.
you
We got to get it back. I'm trying to bring it back single
We
handedly.
do.
Matt's pretty tough. He's tough as nails.
Trying
Well, it looks like it.
Trying to take a bullet.
You
for
like
the
him?
president.
I do.
You like McCusker?
Yeah.
Because apparently men in Vietnam would hold hands. It was very customary and like very chill for two men to hold hands in public and walk. If you were friends, you'd hold your boy's hand. You walk
Yeah.
down the street. But if you held like your wife's hand, it was just considered like crazy. So like the American soldiers would just pester those guys all the time. They used to call them homos. Like they said in the book, they was a
They
guy.
weren't that creative.
Well, they had a guy. One of the sergeants was Vietnamese, and his like family had been just decimated, and he'd been fighting since he was like a 10-year-old boy. So by the time he was like 20 something, he was like, dude, I'm done. He like just resigned. He's like, I'm not fighting with you guys. They're going to court martial you, and he's like, I don't care. And he was complaining to the guys like, you guys all call us fucking homos. You know why we hold hands? It's actually really cool. And I'm curious now, do Vietnamese people still hold hands? Can you look up if Vietnamese men still hold hands? Because that would be a devastating effect of the war. If Vietnamese
Sure,
men
in
are
the
like,
north,
That's how you know we lost.
yeah.
If they're still holding hands, we definitely lost.
Yeah, if we, I mean, if
That was kind of the whole point of the fight.
stop holding hands.
We're holding hands. Napalm.
They still hold hands. They won, bro. We did our best. We got in there like, knock it off. Link arms.
don't
Just
mind that.
swag.
Link arms.
Skipping down the
Sick.
streets of Ho Chi Minh City.
I didn't know that. Yeah, it's completely.
I really despise holding hands while walking.
I don't like it
I
either.
fucking
No?
hate it.
Oh, I don't like
I
it,
don't
man.
mind
You
it.
gotta sync your pace up.
Dude.
Sync your pace up.
And also, he used to make a lot of his phone calls on the toilet, and he would have meetings on the toilet. Like he made a lot of big decisions sitting on the toilet. And they'd talk to him, Mr. President, what do you want to do about Korea? And he's like, I don't give a goddamn or whatever, and so Vietnam and all that stuff. And the thing about LBJ that to me is like an important thing is that he was an empathetic president. In other words, he felt when other people felt. Okay, this is my problem with some other presidents. Is that they don't have that. They don't actually. There's a famous photograph you can find of him where one of his, I think it was his son-in-law, I think it was Chuck Todd, was who ended up being a senator from Virginia, turned into a real douche later, but he sent a tape of, he was a lieutenant in the army in Vietnam, and lieutenants were just like having to take platoons out and just get them all massacred. Yeah. So he just sent a reel-to-reel tape to his father-in-law, the president, describing a bloody day in Vietnam and how many guys he lost and how bad it was. And there's a photograph of LBJ listening to this tape, and he's just got his glasses off and he's just sobbing because he knows that he's in charge of this. Yes,
To some
kept
extent.
it going. He still thought it was right, or he couldn't undo it. I don't know,
I think
but it made him feel
that's
a
the
lot.
conspiracies, though.
Well, my uncle is very retired. He's in the 80s, but he was a commander in the Navy, and he was a Civic, an instruction battalion. He was an engineer, and they went to Vietnam early when we were still. It was called they were just sending advisors, and so he was sent there to build for them, and he got a bunch. He went around to his Navy friends and talked them into going to Vietnam for this venture. It was not a war yet. And then it turned into a war under his feet. And all the fucking guys he brought over there got killed. Mm. And then he came back to the States and had to tell all their, apologize to their families. So like there's a lot of guys who were like in those command positions was just, they're in a war. You know? Nixon did pull us out of that war. Now he did it in a way that is horrible, which is that he bombed Cambodia. And this is the story that I heard, is that he had this very specific strategy, which was he starts bombing Cambodia, which came out of nowhere. It was like, what? And then he let it be.
But wasn't Cambodia was where they had the Ho Chi Minh Trail, right?
I don't know.
I think they knew they could use Cambodia. Like they were using these trails in other countries.
Right,
I
but still,
believe.
it was a
could be wrong.
country we had no right.
Yeah.
We were not at war with Cambodia. But we were bombing Cambodia as if it would be like if people were escaping to Canada and we were like, so fuck it. Or if Canadians were at war and some of them escaped into the States and whatever the other country was, just started bombing fucking Wisconsin. Like, dude, you can't just do that. And so many people were getting killed. And Nixon, what he did is he let it be leaked that no one could get in touch with him. Like that his aides were trying to tell him to stop bombing, and that he cut off communication, and was that he wanted them to think he'd gone cuckoo. And that's how they got the Vietnamese to the table and got a peace. It wasn't a good peace, but they left.
Oh, he faked that he was nuts?
That's what I heard.
That's good.
I don't know.
Well, that's
Reddit,
history. That's how you hear history.
Google, I don't know.
But it's another thing about the Vietnam. I feel like Eisenhower, when he left, was like the military-industrial complex. That was Vietnam.
Yes.
That was, and that got us to now. I was like, oh, now we pulled out of Afghanistan. Where are these guys going to get their money? Mm-hmm. Hey, $33 billion to Ukraine. Like, it's just nonstop.
Well, that's
it's
the
nonstop.
other side.
Cambodia, we did fuck them up in like the 70s.
It was, I think the 80s.
We just
the
fucked
80s
them
they
up.
fucking rolled out. Who did that? America?
They got a little fucked up. We fucked them up in Vietnam a little.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. We were giving them what
They
for?
came in the 80s.
We gave them what for?
Yeah, they came in the 80s.
I think, could be wrong, I think the North Vietnamese were hiding in Cambodia. and because we didn't have we weren't allowed to bomb them. So then we just bombed them, like we pretended it was a secret.
Yeah, well,
I mean, everybody everybody has a bad history.
Well, I'm just wondering.
Theirs was pretty recent.
I wonder what. Yeah,
They got rocked.
I heard it was,
but they got rocked in World War II. The Chinese came down there and gave them what for again. Then the Japanese came down and gave them what for.
So they got it from everybody.
And then the American came down and gave them what for. See, it's consistent.
So everyone was giving them what for?
Everybody gave them what for. At which point you got to be like, all right, step your game up.
True.
Cambodia.
True.
very chivalrous.
So they wanted Nixon out because he was trying to chill out on the Cold War.
Well, he was befrining the communists.
Yeah.
And the Hawks and the CIA and the Department of Defense hated the communists.
Nixon's always portrayed in like modern, every movie's in. He's like a war hawk. Like
Yeah.
he's always like, we need to nuke them now.
Yeah. Well,
Meanwhile, he was trying to de-escalate.
yes, big time. And he even told the Soviets that he was willing to relinquish Vietnam.
Didn't it end under his administration?
Yeah, Vietnam War?
Yeah.
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 I mean, he bombed the shit out of the Vietnamese before he did
He
that.
gave that a shot.
A lot of those guys are like drunk as balls too.
Yeah.
They're always drunk and
madmen.
always lying to each other.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
It's really
Like
fucked
fucking
up.
open mic comics. Just hammered lying to each other at
Like
all
those
times.
dudes were always talking shit on each other, destabilizing countries, and also were balls ass drunk.
Yeah. These guys were fucked up.
Now we're here.
Well, that's what they say. They say, whatchamacallit, that was the reason for Vietnam as well. Like Churchill and the French, whoever the French guy was.
Helicopters and heroin.
Well, apparently the Churchill and whoever's representing France were like, yeah, Ho Chi Minh is definitely, you can't fuck him up. And the fucking Dulles went, you guys are lame. Walked
They're drunk.
out on the convention. He was first time.
Said, you guys did it the European way.
Yep.
Wait till you see the American way. We're
Yep.
going to go fuck them up.
And apparently they say, he was careful to be
Light
like, dude, I
on
want to blame
fire.
everything bad in the world that happened. But he goes, it was the start of us being like, we got this. We're going to go in there. He's like, we could have potentially avoided the Vietnam War. Or
Yeah.
At all
well,
costs.
that leads us straight to John F. Kennedy.
Yep.
Because he was trying to pull out, dude. You know this.
And he was being cool with the Russians. They
He
were
was
calling
being
him
cool with the
fucking
Russians.
communist.
He was starting to be cool with fucking Fidel.
Yeah.
He was being cool with Algeria. He was being cool.
He's real cool in Africa too.
Yeah. That's where Algeria is.
Nice.
Swag.
Oh! Dude, you don't understand what I'm doing right now. I'm in a rebuilding phase. I'll sit in the sauna for fucking 40 minutes.
After Eisenhower retired, he was a fucking general. He was a general.
Yeah.
He killed Hitler.
Yeah.
And then he was president.
And he was a
And-
president in a very good time. He's one of the few
Yes.
presidents that just kind of, I mean,
1950s.
he kind of started Vietnam, but
Yes.
he was right?
Damn good,
Yeah.
meaty part of our history.
And Korea. But other than
Yeah.
that, he had a pretty good time.
Got us kicked off in Korea
Yeah.
for no reason. No reason. Zero reason.
Yeah. I don't,
Zero reason. Vietnam, nothing accomplished.
turns out
Nothing
accomplished.
accomplished.
But at the time, you wanted to stop the spread of communism.
Yeah, no, that's what we're doing now in Ukraine, of course.
Yeah.
Just go,
We
oh,
need
no,
to
they're not
stop the
communist.
spread.
Whatever. It's just good. It's good to
We need to
just,
stop Russia.
you got to just, kill Russians. Just Russians need to die. It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
My mom died a couple of years ago, but she was like my best friend and my intellectual counterpart. She's who I talked to about everything. And I remember, first of all, when John Kerry ran for president, I called her up because I have three sisters. And my mom and I basically controlled the household vote. So we figured we're super delegates. We have 5 votes.
Yeah.
So they just, because my sisters would vote for whoever we said. My mom was a Republican and a conservative as a kid. And then Jack Kennedy came to speak at Michigan, where she was in college. And a friend of hers grabbed her and said, "You're coming to watch Kennedy." And they sat in the front row with knitting, waiting while the crowd gathered. And then she watched Kennedy speak from this close. And she was a Democrat from that day on. But when I called her and said, "So we're voting for Kerry?" She said, "I'm not voting for that guy." I was like, "What?" And she said, "I won't vote for him. I won't vote at all. Because I can't vote for Bush, but I can't vote for that man because my brother was in Vietnam and we were scared every day that he was going to die. And Kerry came home and spoke against the troops. That's how we felt." And she says, I know now, I look at it differently now, and that he was trying to do good, but it just left a bad taste in my mouth. He was a rich kid and my brother wasn't. And he did one tour, came home and started grandstanding while there's boys over there getting killed every day. And he was pulling support out from under their feet.
Yeah.
So I can't do it. And I'm like, Mom, there's more to the story. She's like, I know, but you can't make me vote for the guy.
Mom, you have to vote for John Kerry.
You have to vote for John Kerry, who was a fucking, I mean, he's still alive,
He's
so I don't want to say, but geez, he had lipstick. He was like, I report for, he was a mess.
Yeah.
And then his fucking wife, Teresa Hines, I am Teresa Hines, and I have something to say. It was like, we're done. We lost.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
Dude, I've been dug in. All I do is I read my book about Vietnam right now. The Vietnam Percasi book, dude, it's insane. Just the childhood people had back in the 60s and like early 50s is like, you just grow up and just your dad would just beat the living shit out of you. And then you would like, the way he explained it was really funny because it's like, you have a beer. So you grow up as being like, you go to church every day. You're like, I fucking love this country so much. You do atomic bomb drills under your desk. And then you're like, dude, I can't wait to go to war. I want to go to war so bad. And they like, dude, the one kid, the junior year, he's like, yeah, me and my friend just like left and went to California for an entire summer. Just didn't tell our parents. Came back and they were like, dude, we got hookers in Tijuana. It was sick. And then next thing he knows, he's going to boot camp. And he's like, just thinking like, dude, everyone's going to be so stoked. They're going to high five me and get off. Like, I'll fuck your mother, you fucking shrimp. And he's like, dude, I was just terrified. And next thing I know, I was in the Vietnam jungle just being like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I didn't know there was urban warfare too in Vietnam.
Of course.
I didn't know that. I thought it was all just in like the rice paddies and the marshes and shit.
No.
And they really, really didn't know who the fuck they were fighting against, kind of.
Yeah.
He's like, anyone could have been a suspect at any time. You just do like regularly, like, yeah, run to the store and you just drive a Jeep and the guy next to you's head would fucking blow off from a sniper. And you just look at you like there's just kids and shit around.
Yeah.
It was fucked up. And they talk about just like going through and just eventually just fucking napalming those little hamlets and shit. They're like, because you got so spun out from the whole thing.
Yeah.
Then you're there and they're like, yeah, you know this war's bullshit, right? And you'd be like, what? What are you talking about? It's crazy, man. I was
hit that Ken Burns.
I'll check it
hit
out.
the Ken Burns Vietnam. It's awesome.
I'll check it out. The memoir's nice because it's very personal.
Yeah.
It's funny getting to like know.
But no, this gives you like the Ken Burns one is very personal.
Really?
It's like a bunch of different people's stories.
Oh.
And then the overall history of it, but like it's just guys' personal stories, and a lot of them are like, I grew up all American, like wanted to help the country because these guys were all post World War II. Their parents were World War II, so they were all like, we're the good guys. Mm-hmm. And then they get to Vietnam and find out that they're the bad guys.
Yeah,
kind of.
Well, yeah.
Again, dude, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, dude, especially if I like he would in this memoir, it's like, and then this guy showed up, and you like the guy gets to know that guy, and just it's like out of nowhere steps on a mine, the guy explodes.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. And then it was just, it sucked too because all the guys go, they're like, I want some action. Send me out there. And it's just like,
yeah, it's the worst.
You just get shit like a Russian missile fucking hits you. You're like, where the fuck they get that?
Gotta go into a tunnel with a flashlight.
Yeah, it's like midnight, dude. You have to walk at midnight just to go like scout a location. You would just see tracer bullets like whizzing around all night when you're trying to sleep. It's just things exploding constantly. It's fucking terrible.
Dude, they are real as fuck.
Yeah, man. They fucking love revolution.
Everybody's always like, yeah, they surrendered. Nah, dude, they wild out.
Yeah, man.
They fought hard. Anybody would have surrendered.
They just like fighting each other, which is fair.
No, they fight.
Were there
Napoleon took over fucking everything.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, they were wild, dude. They're the Gauls. Historically, they were the Gauls.
Forgot about Napoleon, yeah.
Napoleon wild out. World War I, they were fucking wilded out.
True.
World War II, they got their ass beat, but then they hung around. They had some resistance.
They say, yeah, but dude, apparently it's not looking good for those guys right now.
Vietnam, they were cracking skulls. They
went down to Vietnam?
They started Vietnam. We came into fucking after.
In what world? Why would was that like a French colony?
Yeah.
Oh.
Dude, I still have it in me. I hate hippies. I'm watching that it's in there.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know where it came from. It's instilled. I'm watching the Vietnam Ken Burns thing.
You can't stand
Anytime they show the hippies, I'm like, these fucking dickheads. By the way, they're completely right. They're like, this war is wrong. They're totally right. I'm sitting there like, shut up. There's guys over there dying.
But they stunk. They had their own problems, though. Then they went and did these communes and like molested each other.
Yeah.
The first time it was like, oh shit, like this thing feels like it'd been through some shit. It's like when you talk to like a war vet.
So you were single-handedly assessing.
Hold on. Let him flesh that out.
Okay, go ahead.
What?
So your son's mother's pussy was like a war vet.
It was like a war vet. Yeah.
What do you mean?
It was angry and it was addicted to drugs. And I threw change at it.
Did you try any kind
I said,
of
get out of my neighborhood?
When you hop back in, you notice.
I didn't believe that you were in a war.
When you notice a shift in the terrain, did you try any different moves to like?
Am I the only one that doesn't believe war vets that they were ever in a war? I'm like, yeah, all right, fucking drug addict. I was like, yeah, you can buy that hat on Google, motherfucker.
Yeah, you see a lot of like 50-year-old Vietnam vets these days.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, okay.
Dude, wait, what?
Okay, buddy, where'd you get that fucking jacket?
Yeah.
I hear you on that. A lot of stolen valor, but good for them, dude.
Smash that motherfucking
When
subscribe.
people say that, drives me nuts.
It's infuriating.